What's moving me as we're celebrating this 375th anniversary is a sense of the persistence of the charism, the call, the participation. I think central to my own experience is the phrase, empowered by God's love. Love is the call, and love is the means by which any service that I would have offered or that I offered is rooted in that love.
I've always loved the word more. It was always my favorite word, and it still is. More, and then the word possibility. The two of them are can really get me going. And when the 375th anniversary arrived at our doorstep, I'm like, oh, wow. But it gave me pause to really look back and to get a sense of the greatness and the magnitude of the incredible women who went before us, and also all the partners that they work with. It was never an alone mission. It was always a community, a real community of people who really listened, were attentive to the signs of the time, the needs of the people, and did something. That was really the story of 375, and that's what ignites me now.
This legacy is so important, and a lot of the stories are buried in records. And the word record, what does it mean? So it comes from the Latin for recordare, which means a remembering, a looking back. But if you parse it even more, the re means back or again, and the cor means heart. And the heart is the center of memory. So to me, the records are all about love. Love of the stories, the ministries that the sisters did, love that we have in remembering that, and love keeping that legacy alive, and love going into the future.
The more I research the history of the sisters, the more I'm inspired. We have a 375-year history filled with women doing powerhouse activities, but also doing whatever was needed in that moment in their lives with the people that were near them. To learn about their lives and what they've done with their lives is what's most inspiring to me.
I don't know that I ever heard anyone say to me, would you like to be a sister? However, I did feel drawn to this way of life by what I observed in my later years in high school. I was attracted by what I saw from the sisters that taught me in high school. They seemed very happy. In my mature years, I would say there was a certain joy about them. But I watched how they took care of people, being very careful that we felt a sense of belonging, that no one was invisible. I think that our legacy is certainly around the way we've lived our call and the way we've accompanied others, as well as nurtured their own call to accompany others.
I think what attracted me to the sisters was that their sense of mission was within their personhood, who they were. It was always about the encounter with the person in front of them, and that always stood out to me. They never made you feel unimportant. It was always the person in front of them, and how can I respond to whatever that engagement was about.
Even that, that kind of origin story, the 6 women and the Jesuit, they're paying attention. They're paying attention to what's going on in Le Puy. What can we do? We have to do something here. Knowing a little bit about their history, I think they were continually, what's here? What's present? How do we respond to it in a loving way?
I think overall the the mission and certainly the goal of the Sisters of St. Joseph over the years has been to be open to everyone. For each of us that come from different walks of life, different nationalities, different cultures, and so it always feels like we're welcome. No matter what we do and what language we speak, or what country we're from, and even what faith we're from, it doesn't really matter because it's all inclusive.
It's hard for me to envision 375 years as a community. But coming into a community that envisioned that and is continuing to envision further into the future, it feels like coming home, even though my home didn't start here. But it's allowing me to fulfill something that I never really thought I'd have in the same way.
I love history. I love studying history. I ended up graduating as a social studies teacher. And for me, it's like you can't really know much about where you're going if you don't know where you came from. Through our work, we've been able to really delve into the history of the sisters and their origins and how they came over from France and how they established themselves through the boroughs. But more importantly, how it was just a few women. You feel in awe of what they've done. At every critical stage of history in the United States alone, like they were agents of change when the society needed them the most.
I love our history. I love our charism. I love our mission. I see it as the heart of the gospel. It's not unique to us alone, but the way we express it. And when I recall our story of those women wanting to do what needed to be done and to do it out of the love of God, that sense of love of God and neighbor without distinction, which is the way we put it, so much reflects that I wanted to love God more and I wanted to help other people love God more.
It is about the more. It is about looking and paying attention to the world in which we live. And that world has gotten broader. And we have a responsibility to listen and to own it and to understand what's going on, and then respond to what we see as the unfolding of God's mysteries in our lives. And it's through not only us as sisters, but again, the wealth of the people.
It's just an incredible journey of where the sisters have come from the beginning until where they are now. And they've helped me to grow to be the woman that I am today. As an associate, and they welcomed me, and as an engagé, they welcomed me.
To think that they've been in existence for this long and traversed so many things along the way. We have such great role models in the sisters.
We have a future. I want to see our charism of love of God and love of neighbor, as of course Christ told us to be lovers of God and neighbor. I want to see that charism continue.
Beautiful quote that I came upon in Sister Beth Johnson's book, Friends of God and Prophets, that really speaks to archives and the future and the community of women. Remembering the great crowd of female friends of God and prophets opens up possibilities for the future. Their lives bespeak an unfinished agenda that is now in our hands. Their memory is a challenge to action. Their companionship points the way. And companionship is alive and well.
It's so exciting to be able to celebrate the 375th anniversary of the Sisters of St. Joseph, because they really exemplify that anything is possible, no matter where we are in our lives, no matter where our country is, and no matter what we do, everything is possible and anything is possible, because the sisters have taught us that if we work together, if we have our faith and allow the Spirit to guide us, there's no stopping us.
it feels thrilling to know that we are joined by so many others who feel welcomed and who feel that this is a place where they are supported in their call to make a difference in the world. And I think it has only strengthened our presence in the world to have partners who share the vision of unifying all in God's love. We have a song that we sing often, and the refrain is, "May they find us faithful." And so that's my hope, is that whatever religious life evolves into, that we will continue to be faithful to the gospel, faithful to the myriad ways we are asked to respond to the needs of the times, read the signs of the times, that all who come after us will find us faithful.